Meantime, a powerful House committee holds hearings tomorrow that will challenge the president for allegedly failing to uphold his constitutional duty to enforce the nation's laws. Our next guest says the effect of the president's actions over the years rises to the level of an impeachable offense. Fox News senior judicial analyst Judge Andrew Napolitano. Let's table impeachable for a moment, because that's a hot button word that gets people very upset.
Yes.
But this hearing, they're having a congressional hearing tomorrow on whether the president has violated his duty, whether he has stepped beyond what he is capable of doing as the chief executive of this country. Is it so, in your view?
Well, the committee is looking into whether the president has substituted his judgment for that of the Congress's in such a way that he has enforced a law that Congress didn't write because he rewrote it. Now, look, you and I know this, we're both lawyers. Presidents have some discretion. They can go a little easy on some people on prosecution. They can go aggressively on other people. But when the president decides not to prosecute a large group of people and says, in order for me not to prosecute you, you must do A, B, C, and D, and the A, B, C, and D he made up, it's not in the statute.
What are you talking about, prosecute? You're talking about illegal?
Yes,
that's off point. We're talking about healthcare.gov.
Well, healthcare.gov, the president decided to give exceptions, exemptions from the obligation of the law to certain groups and not to other groups.
But that's an administrative decision. Isn't it true that the president and the executive branch has the authority to exercise discretion in the enforcement of the law?
Not when they contradict the law. And when the law says it shall take effect on a certain day, and when the law says everybody on a certain day has to have the Cadillac policy, whether they can afford it or not, whether they want it or not, whether their employer offers it for them or not, the president can't change that day.
But timing decisions have typically fallen within the purview of agencies charged with enforcing the law. And that's what the president and his supporters are saying, that this was just a time, delay the employer mandate, take care of the individual insurance policies and so on. It's all a timing matter.
But when Congress says the law shall take effect on a certain date, and the insurance carriers prepare for it to take effect on a certain date, the president is without the authority to change that date. He may suggest that it be changed. He may ask bureaucrats to change it. It's a decision that's got to be made by many, many people, but he can't change it on his own.
All right, so let's entertain for the purposes of this discussion that you are right, and the president has committed some violation of his oath to faithfully execute the laws of the country. What's the remedy for that? I mean, you say impeachment, but
well, the remedy.
What could somebody do? Can you go into court and challenge him? Can you try to impeach him? How would that happen?
I honestly don't think the president of the United States will be impeached for this because of the experience we had the last time when Bill Clinton's eye was off the ball because he was impeached in the House of Representatives.
Backfired against the Republicans.
Of course it backfired against the Republicans. It arguably backfired against the country because he wasn't paying attention to what Osama bin Laden was doing, even though bin Laden attacked in the earliest days of the Bush administration. Nobody wants to go through that again. But when you have the president who is not faithfully enforcing the laws, who is frustrating the will of the Congress, who's doing the opposite of what the Congress wanted, the Republicans in the House are going to look into this, and they may enact a resolution that points out that he's doing that. Will it lead to impeachment? I don't know. But it will further diminish and destroy the trust he once had with the American people.
Dicey political move for the GOP. Judge, good to see you.
Pleasure.
Now that was your segment.
What you said was hilarious before.
Well, you're not going to be allowed to sit in the Senate anymore for the A block.
Love you.
We are not done with this accusation tonight, making news from Senator Corden. He's the number 2 GOP, Republican in the Senate. And he's saying that this administration has taken lying to a whole new level. Coming up, we'll get reaction from one of President Obama's top campaign staffers to that.